talking about how to just finish 3000 TV for each model, and let's start working on that. To finish the 3000 TV for each models, we need to generate limited amount of TV to coming in. So for example, these two sources, we need to set up some kind of stopping condition. So each batch for model A is about 15. So maximum we will have 200 batches. Okay. For model B TV, each batch is approximately 10, I think it's 10 per batch. So we will have maximum of 300 batches. So pretty much this is the way we're going to eliminate the process. And also, instead of we're running for a specific time, and let's do this, and let me run it to November 1st, and you can see when it stops what looks like. I'm just changing the cap on these two sources. Let me show you what happened. You can see that at the end of the simulation, 3,000 of each model type got generated and produced by the source, and 6,000 passing through the system. But at the end, we only have a 790 entity produced. That's because we have some of them returned to the vendor, some of them went to trash after post-inspection. So we will lose some of those. And okay, so we need to kind of limit when it's going to stop, and see if why don't we just changing to, if this reaches 5790, we will stop the simulation. See if we can do that. So for this, we will set it up in the shipping department. So once it's done, we should have nothing. So for example, if I set this to on specific, which means every single entity leave the system, the simulation is supposed to stop. So we're going to run it to, for example, limited. And now it's October 10. We'll let it run. So we have 2300 on both sides, and keep it going for a while. You see that after they reach the end of the simulation, the thing's still running. Nothing in the system already. The system is empty, but this things keep running because we have one of those things defined as a daily timer report, which we report every single day. So one thing we can do is we need to set up the number of days this report gonna export. But this moment, we don't know how long the simulation will run in that case. So we cannot set a limit over here to stop the timer, because the future event keep coming. Even the system is empty, the simulation will not stop. So there has to be a way to stop the simulation. So here, we'll, over the shipping, the last part of the we're going to do an add-on process. When the entity leaving the system, we will try to double check if it's a termination condition. If we have enough parts needed, we will actually stop the simulation. Let's take a look. We double click on the destroying entity, which is when the entity about to be destroyed. We add add-on process, make a decide block over here. The decide block is based on condition, and let's do this. So assuming you have a variable, state variable, model level state variable setup for counting number of TV produced. So TVB produce, okay, for example. Or you can have, if you don't have these set up, you can have model A population number in the system, for example, like this. Okay. Or you can have entity let's do this just using the model A population number in the system plus model B population number in the system equals to 0. This will be also a way to stop the simulation. Okay, and so if this is true, I'm going to using a block called end runs. So I'm going to stop the simulation. Otherwise, I'm going to let the system continue. So I'm going to let it run. This thing still continues run without stopping. So we really need to find out what is the right way to finish this. So for example, I have TVA produce plus TVB produce greater than or equals to 5790 or 5780. Greater than that, we're going to finish the simulation. Okay, now we can see that when the total number of entity will never reach 3,000 for each one of the parts. The reason because we have some return to vendor supplier due to the incoming inspection. We have some rejected or post-assembly. So how are we going to compensate these two things? For example, if you in the usual production system, if you have a defect, you usually replenish with the exact amount they rejected into the system, so the final total will be 6,000. For this, I'm not going to reveal how we can do that. But the final condition for this should be what? Total 6,000 exactly, as a homework required. And you need to figure out how to account for the missing parts over here. and in order to have a system in exactly 3,000 on each one of them coming in and produce both. Okay, I'm going to stop the hint for now.